Whatever you're doing, stop.
Hello and welcome to Matt's B-Movie Reviews, the show that looks at cult films that may have escaped your radar. And I've got to say, I am really eager to get on with this week's movie review because it is a movie that caused a massive meltdown on the old interweb. So prepare yourself for 2018's The Cloverfield Paradox. Here's the plot. A small crew in the near future are on a desperate mission to solve the world's energy crisis aboard the Cloverfield space station. After many failed tests, the crew's particle accelerator rips a hole in time and space, causing the crew to be thrown into an alternative reality. And it seems the ship itself is out to get them. Can the crew work together to get back home and save the planet? And will Earth actually be there as creatures from another dimension have taken over planet Earth? That was professional, my phone going off. Anyway. Now, you're probably thinking that doesn't even sound remotely like a Cloverfield sequel. Well, you'd be sort of right. What does that mean? Well, this is sort of another sidequel. Sidequel? Is that even a term? Look it up. Let me explain. As you know or might not know, it's actually been 10 years since Cloverfield graced our screens and brought back the creature feature. Can't believe it's been that long myself. I was a massive fan of the movie when it came out. I just thought it had such frantic energy. Cloverfield is a classic example of a contemporary monster movie and a damn fine found footage film. See, found footage does work sometimes. So fans all over the world have been foaming at the mouth. I'm not going to do that again. To get another sequel, but this is a franchise that has never gone down a traditional route. Now in 2016 we got a surprise in the form of 10 Cloverfield Lane. The movie had been kept under wraps and no one was quite expecting it, but that wasn't a direct sequel either. The movie followed 3 people in a fallout shelter, presumably during the alien invasion that was going on. While it's not a bad movie and it even had the very sexy Mary Elizabeth Winstead, it still left a lot to be desired, and this is what everyone was hoping would be resolved in Paradox. Paradox? Paradox. Whatever.
It's a paradox machine.
You can imagine the excitement on every fan's face when the trailer got dropped at Super Bowl. Oh yes. Even more surprising was the movie was coming straight to your local cinema in your house, aka Netflix. If nothing else, J.J. Abrams and the producers have got some serious style and they know how to pimp out a movie and get the buzz going. Effectively, the Cloverfield movie series has just become a big long anthology, which is not a bad thing in principle. Ultimately though, I think the lack of consistency is going to kill the brand before we get our actual sequel to the original movie. Paradox on its own merits is a well shot and fairly well produced movie. It's quite tense in parts. Any movie like this which is set along a submarine sort of situation, you know it's going to be claustrophobic and tense as hell. The movie is sort of split between time spent on the space station and with lead girl Hamilton's husband Michael on Earth, who shows us a tiny bit of what the paradox has caused, but is it enough for hardcore Cloverfield fans? Not really. However, those scenes set on Earth are actually the weakest part of the movie and they just feel like they've been cribbed together. And why is that, you ask? Because they have been cribbed together. Apparently the plot of Michael has been expanded just to basically tie in with everything else that's been happening in the other 2 movies. Such a shame.
Do you want me to go?
If you go, you and I survive.
So overall, the Cloverfield Paradox is just a mess and a jumble of a movie. Unfortunately, it uses run-of-the-mill sci-fi cliches and it's so full of plot holes and contradictions, I just don't know where to start with this review. Well, for example, there is a scene where one of the crew members is fixing something on the ship when his arm gets sucked into one of the holes. He loses his arm, which is baffling enough, but then when the hand itself starts to write out clues for how the crew can fix the ship and get back home, you're just left thinking, what? I mean, ultimately it's a movie that just goes, oh look at this, and oh, Cloverfield, ooh, but doesn't actually deliver on any promises made. I'd even say the trailer for this movie is deceiving with the use of footage from the original movie.
Left town a little bit earlier.
The thing is, I imagine the movie simply worked a lot better when it was known as God Particle and was in development. Obviously the producers got a hold of it and became the Cloverfield Paradox, but the paradox itself is, why even bother making this movie? So unfortunately, with a heavy heart, I'm going to have to rate this movie 1, maybe 1.5 creatures out of a possible 5. I really wanted to love this movie. It was such a nice surprise when I heard about it coming out, but ultimately it just gives us nothing back for us hardcore Cloverfield fans and just leaves you just It's wanting a lot more. A lot more. All that being said, I don't think the creative team behind these movies are going to slow down anytime soon, with rumours of Cloverfield 4 Overlord already going to hit screens somewhere in the next year. It's going to have to be straight to phone next time, is it? Or straight to a wristwatch near you. I'd watch that movie. So I really hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye. Boy racers outside, they do my head in.